Hi everyone, so in today's video we're going to be looking at Fable 5. What we're going to do is focus on how we can actually use this to our advantage over the next couple of days while we still have access to it. For me, what I'm going to do is going to get to go through my entire system here to see what's working, what's not, what can be improved on, and pretty much see can I make things much better. If you're interested in learning more about how you can do all this kind of stuff and interested in building your own AI employee for your own business, then definitely look at the community. Again, I have a 7-day free trial. We're slowly growing, and inside of this, you'll get access to 7-day challenge. This is going to allow you to build out your AI employee, and from there, you just pretty much add different areas into this, like workflows and systems into this, and again, just make your business run a lot smoother. So, as I said, we have Fable 5 here. We have access to it up until the 7th of July. Then, obviously, Anthropic decided, yeah, that's enough for you. You're not going to have any more fun with it. You're going to have to pay big bucks for it. So, I'm going to take advantage of it here, and I'm going to get it to pretty much go through my entire, I suppose, system. I wanted to give me a report back of pretty much, not in terms of how I use it, but in terms of what structurally is right, what could be improved upon, and give me recommendations on where is my weakest areas, especially for automation, and see what we can actually do here. So yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, I want you to go through my entire system that I have here. I want you to look at it from the point of view of what's working, what's not working. I want you to see is everything kind of lined up correctly with each other. I also want you to make sure that you give me recommendations on improvements. I want you to give me potential opportunities that I can make this better in terms of automation, scheduling, things like that. I don't want you to go through and see what it looks like in terms of usage, what I'm using it on. It's more about the system being connected correctly and operating to its highest, I suppose, capacity. You can look for a way and opportunities there to reduce wastage of tokens. And pretty much, is there a structure, a hierarchy here that I need to kind of adhere to a bit more? And overall, as I said, aim here is to get as much information back from you in terms of how the system is operating and advice and recommendations going forward. So can you do this? And any questions, just ask me. Again, that any questions, just ask me at the end. Pretty much just stops AI from going off and doing something and then turning around and telling you, oh God, yeah, I should have asked you that. I think it sets it up the right way. So what I'm going to do is, hopefully if it doesn't come back with any questions, I'll pause the video and I'll come back to see what we get. Again, we're using Fable 5 for this, which is meant to be one of the strongest models of AI, and see what actually information it gives us, see does it improve the system and overall make things better. Okay, so this is after coming back pretty much in the last probably 5 minutes in total, and all I've done is asked it to create this into like an artifact for me so I can actually visually see exactly what's happening. So quickly, if we go through, the core architecture is genuinely good and mostly wired correctly. All 18 content skills read the flat global foundations. Again, this was a major problem at first. 93 references, 0 pointing or pre-refactor paths. The 4-layer hierarchy is real, and the hooks are doing useful enforcement work. You don't need a restructure. What you have is the 3 real problems: one huge token sink, one dead subsystem, and documentation drift, plus a layer of clutter and some easy automation wins. This is exactly what I want to do with Fable. I want to use it to refine everything. So when I go back to just using Opus or whatever myself, then everything is a bit more streamlined and I suppose a bit more optimized better for us. Also, what I've done here is at the very end, just to do it, is pretty much got to create an artifact for me. This is going to allow me to kind of visually see pretty much more what's actually happening. But what I will do is I will look to probably completely revamp this and get it to work, I suppose, much better and much more efficient for us. Okay, so that took a couple of minutes pretty much and built out this, I suppose, guide for us. What I'm going to do is now go through it a bit more. So as you can see here, obviously the few problems up here. Critical is 37,000 tokens to read inputs index in MD, paid before every skill runs. No learning journal entries captured since the May refactor. We have 801 permission rules. It's just bloat. We have 93 skill to foundation reference, all at on current paths, 0 stale. So obviously that's good. What's working? Leave this alone. Skill foundation wiring, hook enforcement, M dash blocker again is a big one. Inputs consolidation, and output is grand. The three problems we really have here is the inputs dashboard is a token furnace. 37,000 tokens per read before every run. So it is 94 lines, but 37,000 tokens. The notes column holds full reports, 800 to 1500 word essays per row, covering thumbnails, vidIQ scores, clips, timestamps. Your own rule says read it before every skill run, so every run pays a third. Keep the dashboard thin, check mark columns plus one line note. Again, as I said, I'm going to let this pretty much do this for me. The learning loop is dead. No entries in 6 weeks. Knowledge leaking out of the repo. So the flagship self-improvement mechanism has zero real entries. Holds only templates. Learning is happening, but it flows into Alex's private memory. 65 plus rules. 2 risks. The repo is not self-contained. Bad for community package, and rules drift from docs. Again, I've noticed that myself happening. We then go into drift detail. So department-specific input folders no longer exist. Reality on the disk, reels output named year, month, day, 20 undated all caps folders. Again, this is my problem, I suppose, here of where I manually copy and paste them over. Carousels route to main or standard only. Third live folder, carousels from absent from outputs table. Clutter sweep 30 minutes all safe move rather than deleting anything. Content and route move to product zips per your own rule. Automation opportunities. This is the one I suppose interested in. Makes every other automated run cheaper. Biggest single win. Tin inputs. The inputs dashboard. Weekly maintenance. Routine via schedule. Learning loop promotion sweep. Monthly are folded into number 2. Draft memory rules into proposed changes. Extend the m-hook into the full brand copy guide. Schedule cleanup script. Weekly GSC pull for again is good. Rationalize permissions. Priority order then it's going to go through it. So now we have a complete kind of breakdown of what needs to be done. Everything is pretty much giving us a plan here to actually go and make these changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it to make the changes obviously for this, and this is pretty much just showing you how you can actually use, I suppose, Fable now to refine your own system, how to make things a bit better. So I'm going to finish it here. I'm going to just let it do this probably for the next 20 minutes, half an hour, and pretty much we'll have a better system. So again, great way if you're interested in obviously using Fable for your advantage, refining your own overall system, see what's working, and get an output of new ideas, I suppose, and new ways to improve it. So look, thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.